the Matt Gaetz Tucker Carlson interview just keeps on giving. So he's going to give a little bit more detail, Matt Gaetz will, about some of what they got up to together. Matt Gaetz and Tucker Carlson didn't know that they were these kinds of buddies, but anyway, let's take a look.
Again, I only know what I've read in the New York Times. I can say that actually you and I went to dinner about 2 years ago. Your wife was there and I brought a friend of mine, you'll remember her, and she was actually threatened by the FBI, told that if she wouldn't cop to the fact that somehow I was involved in some pay-for-play scheme, that she could face trouble. And so I do believe that there are people at the Department of Justice who are trying to smear me, providing for flights and hotel rooms for people that you're dating who are of legal age is not a crime.
Well, yes, what you just defined would not be a crime, but if they're not legal age, then that would actually be a crime. And I understand some people get confused about this because they say, well, they're saying that she's 17, and note that they're all like, this is a 17-year-old woman. They're really focusing on the woman part. 17, yes, that is the age of consent in some states, and that is why, in theory, he might not be in trouble for breaking state laws, but for sex trafficking, that is not the case. And so he's trying to define himself out of suspicion. All he's doing is defining what not breaking a crime looks like. What we need to find out is whether you qualify for that, and that we don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's weird to make it about a dinner with Tucker Carlson. And Tucker, his face went from blank to like, oh, is it? He doesn't like it.
You're just like, if there were across the same table doing this interview in a pre-COVID world, Tucker would just be kicking him under it. Like, shut up. What are you doing? And that's like me going, John, remember, before I was married, I brought a lot of random women. We had dinner with some that you remember. I don't remember her name, but she was there, and we hung out together. So Tucker, not only did I just bring up some disproven allegation that I'm not going to be too specific about, and you can kind of change it to define which allegation of sexual misconduct against you think is most easily dismissible, right? Mm-hmm. Thank you. That's one thing. The other is, hey, Tucker, you know how we all were hanging out with the person in question at dinner? There's like
making
headlines,
him a witness,
and that which is, and these things are kind of annoying when mainstream media does them. But it's Matt Gaetz, and we've already done all the disclaimers, like allegedly investigation. But like, there's all these things. CNN's like, hey, do we got any legal experts who could say that Tucker's now a witness? And there's like 10 of them are like, gotcha, he is.
That's a weird legal strategy. Matt Gaetz likes, I guess he was born into the easiest possible situation, so now he's going for challenge mode in his legal defense.
And anyway, to get out of legal trouble. Like, another thing we need to underscore, his dad has gotten him out of legal trouble in the past. So it's not just that he's never encountered an obstacle before. It's that when he does, people just remove them for him after he shotguns 10 beers and runs head first into those hurdles.
Now let's put a cap on the interview though. After he finally, for him blessedly, gets rid of Matt Gaetz, here is what Tucker Carlson had to say.
If you just saw our Matt Gaetz interview, that was one of the weirdest interviews I've ever conducted. That story just appeared in the news a couple of hours ago. And on the certainty that there's always more than you read in the newspaper, we immediately called Matt Gaetz and asked him to come on and tell us more, which, as you saw, he did.
So like, you had him on to defend himself, like you want those things to go away. Is that what happened? Did that help Matt Gaetz? Did it help Tucker Carlson? He doesn't like that he's involved in it, but he's like trying to. That's that's the most honest I think he's been, just in terms of facial expression and body language. He was deeply uncomfortable. I wonder what he really thinks about that experience.
It's amazing. And it's difficult to lose Tucker unless you're like a Republican business person during one of the like every third Wednesday when Tucker decides to become a populist. Like, that's the only Republican figures, traditionally Republican figures that Tucker will back away from, right? He had someone on recently where he's like, thank you so much for telling us how fascism's the way forward in America. Like, I'm really glad that after you said fascism, I'm glad you came here to share that perspective. And after that, and the dozens of other Tucker interviews where he's like, thank you, crazy. Thank you for that.
Exactly.
This was so nuts that afterwards Tucker's like, do we have 20 seconds for me to legally and rhetorically distance myself from Wackadoodle Boy that just came in? Cool. All right, I'm gonna do that. Let's bump the Hunter Biden laptop story by about 15.
Oh God.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.